All right, guys. Thank you for joining us on another Tuesday night reaction Zoom meeting on the corporate side. Um, we really appreciate you guys jumping on here. First of all, we want to send a prayer out to everyone that has been impacted in Nashville. We're just informed about that. So thinking about everyone down there, sending our best wishes and prayers to everyone down there. I'm going to pass this along to Jeff here. And just remember your common courtesy on the Zoom. Try to keep your microphone muted. We will open up for some Q&A later. Make sure that your display name is your name on here for some giveaways at the end. Thank you, guys.
Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday once again. Another week has gone by. I hope you've all had a great week. Like Billy said, let's send our thoughts and prayers to everybody in the Nashville area. Some of us actually know people that are there and have been impacted. So all of our thoughts and prayers go out to them. I know it's kind of meaningless just to say thoughts and prayers, but at the moment, that's all we can do. So anyway, so moving on a little bit. For those of you that were not able to attend the meeting on Saturday, either because of distance or something else, if you are in the Charlotte area, as the letter said, there's only one word to describe what happened on Saturday, and it's wow. It was awesome. It went so great. I want to thank everybody that was able to attend and those that brought other people as well. I think what we kind of proved to ourselves on Saturday is that we have a format now for the presentation of this, which gives people enough information as far as the science of this, the science of your body, the science of the plant, but also does it in a brief, concise way, and it does it in a way that's inspiring. We had over 60 people in attendance on Saturday, and for those that brought people, there were a lot of new people there, and I think that everybody that was new that was there either signed up as an ambassador or purchased some products. And somebody can jump in, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that everybody that was there for the first time either signed up or bought some product, and most of them signed up, let's put it that way. So it's great to know that we've got a format now that works, that is, again, engaging, informative, and inspiring, because you need all three of those things. So I did a little audible for tonight's Zoom because I wanted to talk tonight about meetings and presentations. And there's several different kinds, and you can decide what works for you. There's home meetings, and there's hotel meetings, or other venues as we call them, which is in somebody's office or something like that. But we're going to focus tonight on home meetings. Maybe next week we'll talk a little bit more about hotel meetings, though a lot of the information is the same. So getting into that, let's go ahead and start the slideshow. And for those of you that I've been kind of tiptoeing along and in talking to people one at a time, I can't tell you how powerful it is when you see a room full of people like that, and the collective energy that's created leads people to jumping in because they see all the people around them that have either already joined or are as equally excited as they are. So I would encourage everybody, when we get done tonight, we're going to talk about a few strategies. Encourage everybody to open up their minds to putting together some meetings/presentations on their own, either in a hotel or we can even do it at home as well. So let's go to the next slide. There we go. I already covered that, home, hotels, and other venues. So a guide to successful home meetings. Okay, so this is what I put together tonight, and you can watch the recording, is how to run a successful home meeting for your business. And this comes from a lot of experience, and I Google stuff and I research and I talk to people that have done this and have done it well, and put together some information for you that we're going to go over. So here they are, 20 tips for running a successful home meeting. And some of these are obvious, but sometimes the things that you think can go without saying are often the things that need to be said the most. So the real question is, since we've talked about how social media drives pretty much everything these days, a lot of people are incorporating a little bit of social media, and some of them are incorporating only social media, and some of them are incorporating only a little social media, if that makes sense. So the question is, has the internet replaced home, MLM, or direct marketing presentations or meetings? And the answer is no, it hasn't. We've been focusing on a lot of the things that you can do to get started, which is posting on Facebook, starting your page, all that kind of stuff, and reaching out to people. But one of the goals I think everybody should have is to generate enough excitement and enough buzz with your friends and family and then the concentric circles that work outward from there, and get them together for a meeting in your home at the very least. They're very effective, and the key thing is that they're very easy to duplicate. And somebody who comes into the business, one of the things they're going to be looking for is, okay, can I do that? And if you have this down, this format down to a simple menu or a simple recipe, the answer is going to be, yes, I can do that. So obviously with a large following on the internet, if you have a bunch of friends, all that kind of stuff, doing all that stuff is fine, like we've talked about in the past. But there's a lot of people that don't have large followings. And who are they going to talk to? And we're going to talk about some of the people that would be invited to your home meeting and how to get them there. So home meeting can be really, really effective. Number one, this is number one. This is the first thing when you're wondering, what kind of a meeting, what do I need to do? Number one, do not put out expensive food and or mixed drinks, okay? Number one, costs money. Number two, it makes no difference in signups from experience, and it makes it not as easily duplicated, as some people don't want to spend the money. So they come to your house and you've got, a buffet laid out. They're going to look and go, well, I can't do that. It says beer and wine, maybe with crackers in a home meeting, for instance, but you have to really, really manage that so it doesn't become, you don't want people get there and getting even slightly intoxicated before the event. I might open that stuff up more afterwards if it becomes a little social get together, but be very careful of people who come and, want to have a couple of drinks, because you lose focus. Never forget why you're there. Never forget why you are there and why they are there. Okay? Number two, respect your guests. If a prospect there or somebody that's your guest is there, and somebody's texting, for instance, that's a little user error there. I cut and pasted it twice there. If you do have somebody that's there on time, this is really important. And another person is saying, hey, they're tapping, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it or whatever, or I'm running late. Okay? As it says, it's very common for people to run late 5, 10, 15 minutes. And what people do is they'll hold the meeting. They'll say, well, let's just wait till so-and-so gets here. And number one, you're punishing the people that did get there on time. And it's not fair. It's very unprofessional. So if you have a meeting where you're expecting 20 people and 2 people are there, and you say the meeting's going to start at 8:05 at the latest, you start the meeting and let them come in. Because that's the way a real business runs it. Okay? The owner of the house is the opener and the closer of the meeting. Generally, the person hosting is the person that's either involved, or let's say as an ambassador, you have one of your friends agree to have a presentation for their friends. They're still the opener and the closer of the meeting. So they get up and they say a few words, etc. You may have other people there as far as your upline or other guests and things like that that are speaking as well. But the intro should be short and sweet, like the entire presentation, by the way. And the closing, as it says, should be a testament to how serious the person is about building their business. And what we call the ask, which is passing out applications, encouraging people to sign up. And keep in mind that the guests are signing up with either their homeowner or the person that brought them there, not the upline leader. So for instance, if we come to your town and we do a meeting, help you do a meeting, and we say we're going to help you sign people up, if you've invited them there, they're signing up for you. So unless there's somebody that I have personally invited, those people, we're helping you sign them up under you. Okay, let's go to the next slide. So be a good teammate. This is really important. So we did have a few ambassadors that came Saturday, maybe out of curiosity to see what the presentation looked like this first time out of the box. But some of them came to support everybody else as well. And that's really important because that's what put 60 people in the room. And when people that are new to this come and they see all the people that are already involved, it helps. Believe me, it helps a lot. So if you are supporting somebody, then be respectful, okay? And there's a lot of things in this. And this goes into business or presentation etiquette as well. It says here, if you're going to text on your phone or check Facebook, do it where nobody sees you. I say don't do it at all. Put your phones away. put them on silent. I forgot to mention that on Saturday, but we didn't have any interruptions. But stay off your phone entirely, because that's not sending the right message. I'd say stay in the room, sit in your seat, lean forward, be excited, clap. That energy is contagious. Number 2, do not talk about how you had guests that were supposed to come but cannot make it. That's negative. So we're going to avoid anything negative. Questions, body language, leaving to get on the phone, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Never, ever, ever take a phone call in the house when you're in a meeting. You're there either to support or you're there with people that you've invited. So that's just a common etiquette. So be a good host, okay? Even if it's not your house, you got to be super excited about the people that did come rather than talk about those who didn't make it. Don't talk up to your upline, hey, I tried to get people here. Oh, well, they couldn't come, or 3 people just called me, they texted. Check the negativity at the door. This entire presentation at the meeting, whether it's at a house or a hotel, has to be all positive. And it certainly makes people feel a little weird if they hear about all the people that didn't come and they're there. They're like, oh, well, that doesn't feel good. Little strategy you might be able to use if this is your first home meeting, call it a grand opening. It says if you bought a franchise or started a restaurant or something, wouldn't you hold a grand opening and invite all your friends and family? I don't know what I was writing there for the rest of that, but yeah, make it special. Like we talk about every week, if you're excited about it, people will be excited about it. If you treat it with respect, people will treat it with respect. And so it's very important that you set the tone on how they should look at this. So it's not just, hey, we're having a get together at 7 o'clock. Let's build it up. I'm having a grand opening. I started my own business, something I would love for you to hear about. And again, we'll get into that a little bit later as far as how to get people there. Don't let them know you do weekly meetings until after they sign up. And the important part about this is if they know it's every week, you'd be surprised at how many weeks they push it off before they actually come, because it's not that important. They're not missing anything. So when you invite them something saying, keep the language, pointed in a way that suggests that this is a special event. This week is a special event. Come spend some time, and it's special, and you have to market it that way. Help your new teammates. If somebody enrolls at that meeting, go ahead right there, say, listen, we're going to help you build this thing. And see if you can schedule a meeting for them, saying, listen, put together a list right now of 10, 15 people. And maybe you can actually put it on the calendar and help them get their business started. I'll tell you something, guys. One thing I know, and it was confirmed certainly on Saturday, but I knew it before this, the bottom line is you want to grow your business fast, have a home meeting and get 10 to 15 people there. That's how this thing grows really, really fast. And you're not going 1 at a time or 2 at a time. And as I said, there's no time that a potential ambassador is more excited than at the meeting when they first sign up. Number 9, pretty simple. Allow your guests to sit closer to the presenter if you're already an ambassador. Again, that's not written in stone, but you do want them to have access to the speaker without any sightline issues or things like that. Number 10, this is really, really important. And again, important in sales, it's called the ask. At the very end of your presentation, as we usually say, put it out there and then, to put it politely, shut up. Ask for the business. Ask them for what you're wanting them to do. Ask them to fill this out. Ask them if you can get them signed up. And don't, again, it says don't beat them around the bush. Like it says, don't ask them what they think. There's ways to ask them about what did you like best, like we talked about last week. What do you think appeals to you about this? As opposed to asking open-ended questions about what they think, because I guarantee you, most people are going to talk about the 1 or 2 things that they had issues with that's on their mind. Okay, and I cut that slide off. But number 11, keep inviting. So if you have a small house, you have 10 confirmed guests, it says invite 10 more because people won't show up. And as it says, a packed room where people are standing is actually a great thing. And it says you got something hot going on. The more people you can put in, if you got to pull out chairs and people have to stand up, that's the greatest thing in the world. Again, covering this, don't be negative. Nothing negative. No questions that you have for your upline about something that you liked or disliked. That's not the place to get into it. You do that after the meeting in a private conversation. Get on the phone, it says, email. You never, ever do it in front of potential ambassadors. Number 13, follow up with the people that didn't show. There's some strategy here. I didn't want to go into it tonight, but there's actually like a little bit of a script that you can follow up with people. If they said they were interested and they were going to come and they didn't, well, you need to follow up and tell them that they were missed. They missed a great meeting, and they need to know that this was a special thing that they missed. But follow up is one of the key phrases in our business. Okay, so if you got people on the fence, if you got people that that you've talked to that say they're interested but aren't quite ready to make the decision, one of the things you can do before you do the meeting is invite them to it, certainly, and then have them invite people too and say, you want to start your business? If they haven't signed up yet, let's get you signed up before the meeting, because if you can bring people to the meeting, we'll get them signed up for you. We'll help them sign up for you. Chances are you can be activated with 2 people before the meeting ends. So it's a good way to use leverage to say, this is what's going to happen at this meeting. If you can get people there, what's going to happen is they're going to sign up. So see if you can use that as a helpful decision maker for them. Bottom line is, people can sit on the fence forever. As we all know by now, I've got people I've been talking to for 3 months. So yeah, they can sit on the fence for a long time. So follow up with every guest, the ones that you come. Take notes. Again, treat this as a bit of a business. And again, it breaks down to, I heard it like this: there's A, B, and C people. There's the A people, which are the people that want to build a big business. There's B people that want to build a small business. And then there's C people who might want to try the product. We're shooting for big things here, where of course we want to spend time and talk with everybody. Bottom line is, you're looking for those people who really want to get jump started really quickly. So take notes, ask them what they liked about what they saw, and again, we're never trying to put words in your mouth, but it sounds to me like you're ready to join. And like I said, then shut up. And if they respond positively, do it right there at the meeting or take their application over the phone. I don't know that I fully agree with this. I agree with it in part. Understand that more of the people would rather come to your house than to a hotel or someone else's house. I think that may be true, but I don't think that means that a hotel meeting, especially one like we had on Saturday morning, made it any more difficult or less appealing to come to. There's ways you can get them to both, but certainly going back to these strategies of home meetings, which we really haven't talked a lot about, if at all, on the Zooms. These are a really important component of building your business, and take advantage of that. This is going to get into some more stuff we're going to talk about when this is immediately over, but if you have no upline around you, don't be afraid to play a video. Okay, so keep in mind, the network marketing is not really about selling the startup package. It's about selling the idea that, I got another typo here where I was racing, folks, my apologies. It's selling the idea that the person can do this. They can do the same thing. And if they see you with a format for your meeting and all they see you do is press play, like I said, they're certainly going to think, well, I can do that. So be a professional. This is going to come up, but if someone is negative after the meeting, don't try to convince them. Don't get into a debate with them. If you sense resistance, or it's somebody that wants to challenge you on the science or talk about the product they're taking, other than addressing that really briefly, you just got to be calm and say, you know what, listen, I understand if this isn't a fit for you, but listen, I want to thank you for coming. I really do appreciate it. And if you're interested in more information, I'd be glad to get you some more information. But just say it's okay if it's not a fit for you. Don't get discouraged. And you know how many people showed up to my first home meeting? 0. And that's the truth for a lot of people. And you can quit, but you don't. And if you haven't done enough multiple meetings with hardly anyone showing, you really haven't done enough of them. I'm not suggesting that you've got to go out and do 2 meetings a week. Just saying, don't get discouraged as this thing gets built. 20. Here's one that's kind of, okay. Alternate the location if your meeting is getting stale. If you're having a meeting once a month, alternate the location. Add something. If your business starts picking up, go to somebody else's house. One of the things that you can do is, again, when you look at some of these other direct marketing companies, they actually enroll people or try to attract them into the business. And part of the duplicatable process is for them to set up their own home meetings. And again, that's how you build these things really quick. So got to mix it up again after a while, or bring in a different speaker. So some of the best people come through home meetings. Some of the best tool duplication also come from home meetings, like I just said. So you got to add this to your arsenal if you want to be the full package. If you're looking to build a business here, you got to add home meetings to it. So say that. Now, what you're doing is working, and it's working great, and you're not doing home meetings, certainly keep doing it. But I think adding this into your, again, your toolkit or your arsenal is a very, very important thing to do. So I zipped through that stuff, but I think all that's important information. And I want to encourage everybody to start thinking about doing some of these home meetings. And again, I suggest a place for your home, something that's personal. You fall in the middle sometimes when you do things at, for instance, at a clubhouse or something. Like, I know some people live in neighborhoods that have clubhouses, and that's really not incredibly personal. So unless you have enough people already committed to your meeting, I think it works better if you actually do it at your house or at your home or somebody else's home. I really do. A couple of things that are important that we're putting together is we talked several months ago, I think about 2 months ago, about putting together for you what is called a meeting in a box. And we've got it. We've got the format now. Again, what we proved to ourselves on Saturday, after really working with all of you over the last 6 months to really find a way to articulate this in a way that works for everybody, not just some people, and doesn't depend on their ability to talk in front of people or whether they're a salesman or not. It's the format of the presentation so that anybody can do this and anybody can have success doing it. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting together a package for all of you to use if you set up home meetings. And I would say it probably works if you have, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 people or more. And what it's going to do is going to mimic the format of what we did on Saturday. It will have essentially, again, a script or an outline of who talks, what they talk about, when they talk about it, and how long they talk about it. We're also going to make available to you some video tools for you to use at these presentations. So all you need to do is click play. You need a TV and I think an HDMI cord in your laptop. And we're going to send you the link to that video, if everyone saw it last week, by Rachel Knox, the doctor, which we played in its entirety on Saturday morning. And I'll tell you, what a great way to start it off. It was powerful. People were sitting there going, wow. And they were so open and receptive to our message after watching that. So we'll have the link for that available to you. We'll even have a couple of videos that you can play. We're going to have a video, hopefully, that Katie Maple, our director of marketing, can do, like the one she did Saturday, giving a personal greeting to everybody, sharing her experience. It's about 60 seconds long. We're going to have a video that Billy's going to do. I'd love to see Billy's face now because he doesn't even know about this. But we're going to get Billy to do a video because he made an appearance at the end of the presentation and spoke as our top earner, and shared a little bit about his experience so that everybody in that room thought, well, if that guy can do it with such success, I can do it too. And like I said, we'll have an outline or a script available so that you can literally duplicate or mirror the presentation that we did on Saturday. I look forward to hearing from some of you after we go to the questions and answers, the ones that were there Saturday, about your experience. And number one, would you feel comfortable about not only inviting 1 or 2 people, but everybody? Because I think what we did on Saturday, the presentation was there. We're going to post pictures on the Dream Team and Feel the Reaction sites. It's a meeting that we can all be proud of, guys. It's a meeting that you don't have to hesitate to invite your friends to, saying, listen, just give me, and what was it, 45 minutes, I think? I think it was about 45 minutes. So we've got this whole thing down now. And so you will have that at your fingertips to be able to run your meetings just like the one we ran the other day. And believe me, it's powerful. It's powerful. On a grander scale, if in fact you can put together a larger meeting, as I've said, you put together 20 or 30 people, the team, the executive team, myself, Billy, Victoria, we are all willing to come to your area, and we can conduct the meeting for you as well. And we'll conduct the same meeting we did on Saturday with the same amount of success. And that would be a great way for you to jumpstart your business and start really, really expanding it. Time out, so let me make sure that nothing is on fire here. Okay. That was from the home office regarding the raffle tonight. Anyway, so with regard to the people that you get there and how you get them there, again, this is probably the biggest challenge. But one of the things I'd like to suggest for those of you that are, let's say you feel alone. Let's say you're not in Charlotte, or you're someplace where you're the only ambassador. This is the part about appealing to your friends, as far as, I want you to be a part of this. I want you to get in. I want you to help me. And this is what we can do together. Because if you have 2 people or 3 people or 4 people that are able to start inviting people, if you have 3 people or 4 people working on an event and they invite 10 people, let's say they invite 5 people and all 5 of them show up. And those 5 people show up, that's like 40 people. That's how this exponential quality works. So if you feel like you're alone, team up. And this is one of the things about appealing to your friends and family, saying, listen, I really need your help with this. And at this point, again, guys, for 25 bucks, who doesn't want to jump in and get a spot? So team up, find people in your area, even if they're an hour away, reach out to them and say, hey, I want to do a meeting. Can we do something together? Can we do something halfway so people are only driving a half an hour, for instance? There's all kinds of ideas on that. So I'm going to wrap that up for now. And again, I want to open it up for questions and answers. We do have the winners of the drawing tonight, which I believe is a T-shirt and a license plate. But I do want to talk to some of the people.
I just want to jump in too on that and add to this, because I'm a prime candidate when it comes to fear, guys. This is something you can ask Jeff. He'll speak on my behalf on this side of it. The biggest thing here is, the biggest holdup in this for a lot of people is fear. Afraid to reach out to people, afraid to have meetings like Jeff was talking about. He just brought up some great points on this. And as he mentioned, this is going to get easier and easier as time comes. Reaction to My Life Simple is offering so many unique tools that are going to help us have these meetings. But guys, I've had meetings everywhere from standing in a backyard in Oregon, doing a meeting for about 10 or 15 people, to Illinois, standing inside of a body shop, having a meeting with about 15 people in there. It doesn't take anywhere special to have this. Obviously, there's different ways to do this, but it comes a time when you let your passion outrun your fear. And there's no one that was more nervous on Saturday standing up in front of 60 people there talking than me. But as soon as I got up there and I started talking about what I believe in and these products and how these products have changed my life, that was the turning point for me, where I went from fear to just pure excitement, and passion was coming from my voice. That's the biggest thing. It's going to come with practice. You don't go out there and become an Olympic star athlete right out of the gate. You have to build. And with this is all building blocks and using the tools, and most of all, believing in the products and believing in yourself and sharing that passion with the people around you. That's all we're doing. As Jeff mentioned, get with the people around you. Bring a few people. Start small. You don't have to have 60 people at your first meeting. There could be 2 or 5 people. You have to build this up, build your passion, and build up your surrounding there. And you guys will be amazed at how fast this is going to multiply. So I just want to just say that real quick.
And Billy, thanks. There's one thing I wanted to, I don't know, call it disagree necessarily, but the idea that it's slow. And what I'm here telling you tonight, folks, is if you want to build your business, this is the way to do it. This is the way to do it fast. And you don't need to be Billy. You don't need to be me. You don't need to know everything about this. Literally, the format of this meeting now that we will make available to you, anybody can do this. Even somebody that signed up today at noon. That's the power of this, is everybody can do this. If you don't know how to talk about it in detail, if you feel shy about it or insecure, I'm not a salesman, This meeting does it for you. This format, this whole meeting in a box, right down to literally at the end of the meeting saying, let's do it. Let's get signed up right now. It pretty much does it all for you. And that's my point, is that people can grow without this, learning curve where everybody has to know everything there is to know about this. All you need to do is be excited about it and share that excitement with your friends. And I think that's almost as important, if not more important, than sharing the product, if that makes sense. Sharing your excitement about the product is what's going to get them excited about the product and the business opportunity. So I didn't mean to disagree with you, but I wanted to kind of just reiterate that and emphasize that, Billy, that anybody can take this meeting format and have a meeting tomorrow, for instance, and have success doing it. That's how stoked I am about what we did on Saturday.
Yes, it went very well. And there are going to be more of these meetings, and I hope everyone can jump in there. And I love what Jeff said about build up. We've said this before. Build up a group of people that are really interested in what we're doing here. 20, 30 people. And I'm right there with Jeff. We'll be there to help you guys. This is exciting for all of us. Saturday was amazing. When we left that meeting, I was so excited, pumped up. Everyone had a big smile on their face. People were joining as ambassadors. That's what this is about.
Oh, I hear somebody else talking. So anyway, let's go to some questions and answers. I want to talk to some of the people that were at the meeting on Saturday to see what your experience was. Share that just very briefly, if you would, and then talk to some people that might have questions about what happened on Saturday.
Hey, Jeff, I will let you know that I thought it was a fantastic, very on point presentation. And my brother and I had talked over the week while he was here, and he tried a little bit of it when he was staying at my house. And by the time you finished on Saturday, he was like, okay, let's do this. Just done.
That's Tony, everybody. And then there was a testimonial where he actually got some product. He ordered some product and signed up the other day as an ambassador. And he was driving back to Cincinnati, and I think you said that his back spasms had stopped before he even got to I-40.
Right. His back spasm stopped at I-40, and he only took 3 drops of the tincture. 3 drops. And then he stopped at Jellicoe, Tennessee, took 3 more drops. When he got home at night, he took a gummy, and he slept through the night for the first time in years.
Wow, that's awesome. It's amazing. And so the product, we've been letting the product speak for itself for so long. But what was his response? You shared it a little bit about when he was done with hearing that presentation, which again I think was about 45 minutes. He was ready to jump in.
Yeah, absolutely. And he spent all day Sunday. He went home on Saturday. He spent all day Sunday researching, comparing our product to everything else, pricing, quality, everything. He only found one other thing that was anywhere close. But he said, your pricing's on point, everything's on point. I'm going out there and I'm doing it. So
that's what happened, guys. Yeah, Joni, thank you very much. That's what this format does. This model that we have now is it makes people, when they're done, to say, listen, I'm in. What do I need to do? How do I need to sign up? Anybody else that was there on Saturday that wants to say something?
Jeff, I'd like to say something. It's Lindy. I just want to say, because you say this all the time, and this actually happened to one of my new ambassador on Saturday, that you can make money right away. I had an ambassador sign up on Saturday. Her father was with her and bought a tincture as a VIP customer, and she got a check today. Signed up on Saturday and got paid today.
And got paid. And that's because the pay period ends on Sundays, as we know. So literally on Saturday, and she already started making money. One of the things we tell people at the meeting is that literally, if you sign up now, as soon as you sign up, your retail website, your website is live. Literally, a person can go to your website and order a product from your website, and you can make money before you actually leave the meeting, if that makes sense. And that's important. This is not like a lot of other places where, okay, you got to do 20 things. You got to jump through 20 hoops before you start making money. Literally, people sign up at the meeting. They could literally make money before they even leave the building. And that's important. But Lindy, thank you.
Jeff? I was there Saturday, and it was an awesome meeting. And hey, Billy, you were great. But I was so impressed with the young kids and their testimonials. Oh my God, they were awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
they are so on board with all of this.
Yes, some people might know him because we've talked about him in the past. Connor, who I think, is he 12 now? I keep getting it wrong. 11 or 12, somewhere in there. He's the 11. Okay, so he's the young man who has suffered with Tourette's and has experienced nothing like short of a miracle, actually, if I can say that, with this product. When it was done, we had no intention of having him speak. Again, that's kind of nerve-wracking when you get up in front of 60 adults. He literally asked, said, "Can I say something?" And he got up and said something and talked for about 4 or 5 minutes, which is very, very powerful. And then another young girl that was the daughter of somebody else who also suffered from, I think, what we call almost debilitating OCD. One of her funny lines, I think she was like 12 or 13, and she said, yeah, I used to worry about like everything with my OCD. I used to worry about whether there's enough gas in the car. And she said, I'm 12. So yeah, when you have a 12-year-old obsessing about how much gas is in the car. But she again spoke from a standpoint of having really, really, again, debilitating anxiety and OCD and some other things as well. But she wanted to get up and speak too. And that's what kind of happens. This was like a revival almost, if that makes sense, without all the rah-rah stuff. It was so inspiring. People were just, those two kids couldn't wait to get up and talk.
Hey, Jeff, it's Victoria.
Hey, Victoria.
Sorry, I just got home, so I'm being noisy. I'm on my walking inside, but I just wanted to say that I thought the meeting was absolutely phenomenal, and everybody, that spoke besides me did a great job. But also on top of that, I had a lot of my people that were there as well. And then also on top of that, they brought some people, that they had interested. And what was really cool is at first, you could tell that they were, all right, like, let's see how this thing goes. But by the end of it, I had so many people that were so excited and pumped up after the meeting. But not only that, but it also helps, inspire the ambassadors as well. But I mean, I think we had somebody that raised her hand during the meeting and said, how do I sign up right now? Kind of a thing. So it was definitely awesome.
Yeah. First of all, I'm going to address something you just said. First of all, Victoria, you spoke and you were awesome. And I think that everything together was just worked so well together with the video presentations and what you spoke about. Your product knowledge is second to none. So I know you're being humble, but you were also amazing. And that's great to hear. I got to meet a few of them. And like I said, that was the most amazing part is, guys, we went into this was our first really big presentation for all of us. And we didn't really know what we had. And we know in the past, we've been trying to come up with ways to, again, communicate and articulate the message in a way that's not confusing and overwhelming. And we did it. When we were done, we were like, wow, look at this. We've got it. We've got it. And it's a way that inspires people to want to jump in. And I don't know if anybody gets how important that is, because it's hugely important as a company to have a template for everybody to use for a presentation.
One thing I wanted to add again, sorry, Jeff. But another thing that I wanted to add is, sometimes with the meetings that you notice, I mean, not with our meetings, but I've been to certain meetings where you're like, oh, yeah, can't wait to go kind of a thing. You feel drowsy. With this meeting, I think it flowed so well together. And the way it was put together, it was short, it was to the point. It had everybody so excited and wanting to know more information that I think just the way that the meeting was set up alone, I was excited about it. And we sat there and talked about it. And it just went together so well. So that's another thing too, like people I think can reach out to us and see, how the meeting was set up for them to do it by themselves, not only, or join the next meeting.
Absolutely. And we are planning another meeting here in Charlotte in the next couple of weeks. I'm waiting for confirmation on the date, but everything about it was, pardon me, everything about it was, I think, just top level, from the setup outside with the registration and the pardon me, allergy season is back in North Carolina. With the desk and the reception, we had coffee, we had tea, we had donuts, nothing fancy, but like a good club that makes people wait outside before they get in. We didn't open the doors to the room until about 10 minutes till 10. And so we had quite a congregation outside waiting to get in. And I think that's part of the mystique as well. They came in, what we had set up was a large screen that the hotel had already on site, 2 banner stands. We had the Reaction logo showing at all times, and 2 product tables that it was laid out nicely with a couple of plants. It looked, organic and healthy, and all that's important. So at every moment when people were looking at the speakers, they saw Reaction every moment. So like I said, we're going to post pictures of that because I think it's all part of it, the overall presentation. Most importantly, it was 45 minutes long. And I can't overestimate how important that is. And it, like you said, it flowed and there was a structure to it. As I said, it's almost like a play. You're doing a play in that there's a structure. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end. And we adhere to that. And it did it in a way that built up their excitement and built up their interest to the very end until we, again, who's in, basically.
Victoria, this is Melody, and you did an awesome job on that presentation of your product because you know it front to back. But another thing, Jeff, is I loved the morning meeting. You're fresh, you're awake, you're ready to start your day.
I'm glad you brought that up, Melody, because I think that's another component that's really important. We've had a couple of events in different forms. We did the women's event, we did the anxiety event, all around weeknights, and it's difficult for people to get out. They're tired. A lot of people say they're going to show up and then have a bad day or stuck in traffic. And so we thought, let's try a Saturday morning and see how that is. And where there are people that say, listen, it's not going to work for everybody, but to hold this meeting at 10 o'clock, I agree 1,000% with everything you just said. People were fresh. They were ready to be there. I would highly recommend, I think home meetings, it's okay to do something more casual and maybe try a weeknight or something that works for people. But if you're going to do anything on a larger scale, I would suggest Saturday mornings. I think that has the most chance of drawing people in. But thank you, Melody. That was an excellent point.
Yep, loved it.
And thank you for
I think
coming.
Lisa wants to say something.
What's that?
I think Lisa Grant had something she wanted to share with us.
Yes, exactly.
Lisa, you're there?
Yeah, I'm here. Anyway, I have a girlfriend, and I know that you and I have talked about kind of hitting her up together, maybe with a conference call. But anyway, she works at a boutique cancer center in Arizona. And right now they have some tinctures and things. She is the, what is she? She is the very important person who takes care of all of the meals for everybody. And anyway, she has a huge presence there. So she's going to try to get the tinctures at least in there for sure. But she told me when we were talking about the relief cream that a really good thing to do is to take a nice hot shower. Like if you have a shoulder ache or anywhere on your back or your arm or whatever, to take like a handheld shower or stand in the shower and get it real hot, and open the pores, and then come out of the shower, dry it off, put on the relief cream, and then either sit on a heating pad with the relief cream on or cover it with possibly even some like saran wrap or something like that. And that intensifies everything to go down deeper into the muscles and whatnot. So I just wanted to share that with everybody.
I think that's a great point. It makes perfect sense, doesn't it, Lisa, that the product would perhaps have even more benefits by opening the pores up further. I mean, that's a great idea.
That's what she said.
Okay.
Thank you for
I'm
sharing.
sorry.
Of course.
So, and thank you, Sharon, and thank you for being there. And we're looking forward to the next one. And so all the people in Charlotte, the people from out of town that are in driving distance, when we give you the date, get it on your calendar, because I do believe that it's actually worth the drive, to be honest with you, if you're able to get a couple of people to hop in the car and make a road trip. So let's go to the winners of tonight's giveaways. So tonight we're giving away a t-shirt and a license plate. And the winner of the t-shirt is, I think I'm saying this right, Vicky Densieski. Did I say that right? Does anybody know that? If you're there?
Daninsky.
Is that Vicky?
Vicky Daninsky. I got her.
Vicky Daninsky. Okay, well, that's just spelled wrong then. There's an extra S in there. Anyway, so there's Vicky right there. Good. We just need to know what your size is. I was closer. Aha. Good. That's all I need to know. We just need to know your size, Vicky. Let us know, and we'll get that t-shirt off to you. And the winner of the license plate is, how about this? Kim Clayton. Wasn't she a winner? Didn't she win something not long ago? She needs to go to Vegas with this luck. Kim Clayton, you're the winner of the license plate tonight. So congratulations on that. And before we wrap up, guys, I'm gonna say this is your homework, or however you want to take this. Start thinking about putting together your own presentation. Reach out to us. We say that every week. You've got Billy's information, my information. I can say it right now, or somebody can tap it in the chat bar. 404-610-9809. Please reach out to myself or Billy, and we'll help you with these tools to have your own presentation.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Ron.
Hey, Ron, what's up, man?
Nothing. You know, I've been sitting here for the last 6, 7, 8 months listening to you guys. I've only missed one Zoom meeting. And I tell you what, I learned more about how you guys talk, how you guys present yourselves. And you guys are doing a great job. That deal Saturday, I've learned so much more about it. I keep pushing a product, but I keep sending it to my wife, you know, so it's just amazing what Billy and you and Tori and everybody's doing. And I'm just really ecstatic about it. You know, I always say, that stuff don't work. It don't. And I'm the type of person, like, when I use it, I think I feel really, really good. And then like, I don't feel that good. I quit using it for 2 days, and guess what? I feel like, you know, with all the walls I hit through the years and stuff like that. So I believe in it 120%. And what you guys did Saturday was just top of the line. Everybody needs to get a hold of that, however you're going to do it, and just look at it and understand it's pretty easy because the product sells itself.
Yeah, Ron, thanks very much, man. I appreciate that. That's high praise because you've watched this thing from the very beginning. So to hear how you even responded to what we did on Saturday. So you're saying that you experienced sitting there watching this or attending. What I'm trying to communicate to everybody is, man, guys, we got it now. We got the format that allows you to do this and build your business in leaps and bounds as opposed to one at a time, if that makes sense. So Ron, thanks very much for saying that. It means a lot.
Yeah, Jeff,
okay.
my brother who signed up that day said, did they tape that? Because I just want to put that on my phone and video, just show it to people, just exactly the way it is.
We didn't tape it. And one of the reasons we didn't tape it on Saturday is because it was our first time, and it was kind of proof of concept. We wanted we just, in addition to everything else, there was a lot of logistics to do that. And I don't know, we're talking about it, but I don't know if we're ever going to tape them or stream them live. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, if we start streaming them live, we don't want any of the local ambassadors to say, I'll just stay home and watch it from my couch. So that's one of the things. For the people that are out of town that would like to see it live, you know what? Here's an idea. Put together your own meeting and we'll come and do one for you. When you try to tape something, and I know this from my days in the theater, when you try to tape something with one camera and it's a live presentation, there's a reason they use 3 cameras to shoot sitcoms, because you need those angles to give it dimension and depth, and you don't get that with one camera. So where something might be very, very powerful to watch and to witness personally, if you're there, it comes out maybe sometimes a little lifeless if you're not and you're just watching it on camera, if that makes sense. So there's no decision written in stone. We're gonna see how we proceed as far as recording these or make them available on lives or something.
Well,
like
I think if you're putting together that meeting in the box, that'll be perfect.
Yeah, and we are. That's one of our new priorities, actually. So everybody gets a chance to do this. So again, before we wrap up, guys, start thinking about your own home meeting, and I'm going to ask you about it. So I guess sometimes I wonder how much of what we talk about do people actually do. Have you made your lists, for instance? Have you set your goals as far as how many people and how you're going to approach people, 1 a day or 2 a day or 3 a week or whatever your personal goal is? I wonder sometimes how many people actually do it. So for those of you that are doing great, then you know what? No worries. But for those of you that are struggling a little bit, or you know, find yourself having difficulty getting over the challenges, do this. If I can implore you to do one thing, it's this. Let's talk about getting a home meeting set up for you. Let's start talking about getting up a regional. There's Vicky D. I'm going to call her, who had a home meeting with 3 couples. It does work, and now we've got a format to share with you that does the work for you. So on that note, listen, guys, reach out, please. Have a great week, and we'll look forward to seeing everybody again next Tuesday night. Invite people to join the Zoom too, because this is also a great way to introduce them to what we're doing and how we're doing it. On that note, good night, everybody, and we'll
Good
see you
night,
next time.
everyone.